Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Zelda II, The Adventure of Link. And we're about ready to make our final approach to the Great Palace and also defeat the Great Palace. So we got some pretty tough platforming here to do, mainly because these floating eyes, moas I think they're called, can really mess up your jumps. So they kind of fly erratically. Use our up stab and down stab, depending on where they are located, to take them out. For the hard enemies, we have blue lizards on the sides. And we can just push this guy off into the lava. Bye! Bloop! And we take him out. So there's a lot of battle zones in here. I'm going to be skipping most of them. But I will show off one of them just to show what it's like. But all these ones that I'm going to be skipping are all the same. I want to skip them over the way because they require a lot of magic to get through. You gotta use the jump spell basically to get through, and they're much tougher than the these little encounters here. Speaking of, here's the weak encounter. We just have the moas, but instead of having the blue lizards on the side, we got the floating eyes. Head over here, we got a pea bag. Not that we need it because we already maxed out all our levels. One thing you can do, I did in the one thing you can do to make these guys a little easier, I did earlier, was you can use your spell, and that turns basically everything into the bots. So, and spell is real cheap. It basically only costs 1 bar to use. So, it's pretty much an easy lifesaver to get through those encounters. So, alright, we're gonna miss another one here. So yeah, we turn in the things. It actually turn those red eyes into bots as well, but that one was off the screen, so... Ooh. Got into encounter there right before the cave, so boo. Yeah, we got 2 little cave complexes we gotta go through. So... this one's gonna be filled with eyes. It's a 2-parter, and then I think the last one is just a 1-part, and it's pretty much gonna be the second half of this cave in reverse. So... just run right through. We got this low ceiling cave. This one has a... oh, got a pot. That's nice. Let us fill up our life and then fill up our magic. So... alright, there we go. Magic is full. Got our shield just to be safe, because I know there's a blue lizard over here. So... yeah, the next cave is just going to be a one little shot. It's going to have a blue lizard like this, and instead of that scorpion monster, it'll have a red lizard. So... alright, one more battle zone up here, 1 step north of where we were. I will actually go through that one just to show you what it's like. But all the battle zones that I've been skipping are basically the same as this one up here. So yeah, we got these long platforms here, or long holes to jump over, gaps. It's gonna be kind of annoying. And we have a bunch of these mowers running around, so... that's what makes these things a little bit difficult. So you just want to take your time. Before you jump, you want to make sure that the area is clear. That eye can kind of block you there. I was trying to take care of him, but you got to watch something. If you down stab it, it could actually, you can bounce off the down stab and fall in the marinara sauce. So let's take this guy out, and then we got a red lizard over here, and that's the last thing standing in our way before the Great Palace. And the Great Palace can be kind of mazy, but if you just follow one little thing, there's a little barrier there. If you don't have all the crystals in the statues, that barrier will stay up, and it pretty much instantly kills you. Now, one of the interesting things is, for the Famicom Disk System, which was the Nintendo in Japan, there was like 2 discs for this game. So if you normally game over, you will restart back at the beginning palace where Zelda is sleeping, and that's anywhere in the game except the Great Palace. If you game over here, there's a little hole there right after that pillar. As soon as you pass the pillar, you want to jump. As soon as you get into the Great Palace here, if you game over, you restart in the Great Palace, and that's a throwback to the Famicom Disk System that had the 2 discs, because the 1 disc was just the Great Palace. So, yeah, they kept it in for the Nintendo's version, which is just all on one cartridge. The Great Palace, there's a lot of different areas to go, but it's easy to get lost unless you follow one little piece of advice. When you start, you go left. Every other time, you're going to go right. So, a lot of these statues can also have red pots, or they can create like a bird enemy. And they're basically like Iron Knuckles, but they're more agile. They actually jump around. And I ain't getting a pot out of that guy, so. Got these dragon things, gotta watch out for them. I think there's more than 2 here. So, whoop, they can catch you off guard in these little small passages. So, if there's more than 2, I think there's only maybe 4. There's not a lot of them, so. Like I said, take them out, and you'll be okay. So, we're gonna run into those bird enemies, and surprisingly, those bird enemies, they're like Iron Knuckles, but they can throw their swords, and see, they jump around. But they're worth a lot less experience than Iron Knuckles. I think those ones might only be worth like 50, and I think the blue ones are worth 100. I don't know. I know I will defeat a blue one later on. Now, in these passages where there's a large up and down, a large elevator shaft, there's always going to be a little thing over here where you can potentially get a pot. So, ooh, we didn't get lucky there. Once again, another 50-50 shot. So, let's go down, try here. There we go. Looks like about 2/3 the way down. Oh, and no, this one doesn't have a pot in it, so. Oh well. We didn't use too much, so. There'll be more opportunities to get pots, so. Let's head back up and see if we can get one here again. So. If we do, we're lucky. We have basically 2 more chances. Woohoo! So, yeah, jump, like I said, is pretty cheap. It's our cheapest spell. So, it's only using half a bar of magic, so. We can afford to test it out a few times. Remember, always go right. And here, there was, I mentioned when I went through Palace 5, there was wizards that, the yellow wizards that turned fire, and I said there's going to be a more annoying enemy that throws fire, and here they are. They're nicknamed Spicy Chickens because they kind of look like chickens, and I guess they're spicy because they shoot fire. So, yes, I got Spicy Ropes, which are the names of the snakes. Take out the dragon heads while we can, and that'll just make life a little bit more easy. So, yeah, if we turn around, the dragon heads will respawn, so. Let's head on down. And here we're going to fight one of those chicken warriors, I guess you can call them. And we get hit by the bot twice. Ugh. Very unpredictable. But this guy is actually easy if you know what you're doing. So, you want to come over here and 4 tiles up. You want to kind of be on the edge. Not all the way on the edge or else you can get hit. Yeah, it was a little too far. You want to just get out there and kneel down. Stick your sword out when he jumps up. And he'll jump up into your sword. And you just take him out like that. Yeah, if you went down there to fight him, yeah, he's probably going to hurt you a lot. He doesn't get tired, and he jumps around. He's very agile, so. Yeah, only worth 100 points, so. That's like the same amount as a red Iron Knuckle, and he's so much harder, so. I guess maybe they figure that at this point in the game, you probably don't need points. But. We don't need points right now. Oh, that would have been nice to get that magic jar, but. Magic will be really important. There is a fairy coming up later on in this palace toward the end. And there is also our final 1-up doll, the 6th 1-up doll. So, we had 4 of them in the overworld, and then the last 2 are in the palaces. Palaces 6 and the Great Palace here. Let's head on over, use our shield spell, because we got another blue jumping chicken. A weird bubble. And we just run through, drink, get away. Feel free to use your shield spell several times. And I wonder if we have enough magic. Yeah, it looks like we have enough to do a jump spell. Like I said, it takes a little less than it takes half a jar. Woohoo! Or half a bar, and we fill up. So we're not really going to use our life spell right now because the fairy is right here. Over to the right, the one thing you have to watch out for with this fairy is you don't want to you got to be very careful when you're downstab, because if you go too fast, you're going to downstab right through the blocks and basically end up in the marinara sauce. So just take it slow, get the fairy, fill up your life, and then if you go the other way here, to the left, you got to watch the bots. Just let the bots jump in the sauce. So there we go. And over here, we're going to get our last one-up doll. So there we go. Boink, there's all the one-up dolls. You've collected them all. Now we just head on back, and once again, be careful. We don't want to get hit by the bots. We don't want to get knocked into the sauce. Come on, jump down. Jump down. Okay, there we go. There's a guy who does speed runs, 100% all keys. Gyre, and he calls the lava marinara sauce, so that's where I kind of picked that up from. So, but he mainly does runs of Final Fantasy, which is another game I'll be let's playing, LPing. So here we come to kind of a dead end, but we want to count 5 blocks over from the right, do a downward stab, and we break the block, and we end up over here. Oh, nothing here. So, nope. There'll be another section over there, similar to this section, that has a red pot in there. So, gotta watch out for that super blob. But he breaks off into 8 little blobs, so you're guaranteed to get some sort of drop. Remember, every 6 small enemies, you either get 7/8 chance of a blue pot or 1/8 chance of a small pea bag. So there's the red pot. It could potentially be a red chicken dude, but we got lucky. We got the red pot. And now we're coming over here to I guess you can. He's not the final boss, but you can kind of say that he's the final boss. He's going to be the final boss in the next Let's Play. I do the Zelda Outlands, the hack. So it's the Thunderbird, and this is the only reason why you need the Thunder spell. He's invulnerable and he's all red, but when you hit him with the Thunder spell, he turns blue and his face appears, and then you can hit him. Jump and shield, pretty much you need. He sometimes comes down low, and you can hit him, so you don't necessarily need the jump spell. But shield, he can be pretty tough. I'm doing pretty good here for now. One thing you can kind of do is I try to lure him over to the side, and some of his fireballs start going off the screen. And then when I have a break in the fireballs, then I'll make a run, dash over to the other side as he's following me, turn around, stab him. The fireballs hurt pretty bad, but if you use reflect, if they hit you and they hit your shield, you won't take damage. So that's why I use the reflect there. But now we're about to fight the real final boss coming up. The only thing that stands between us and the Triforce of Courage, which is, I guess, guarded by that old wizard man there. And we have to fight ourselves, our shadow. But our shadow is really easy. All we have to do is, you don't even need shield. Just go over into the corner, duck down, and stab. And your shadow will just run in, and he will just get stabbed in the legs. And after 8 hits, he goes down. And one of the surprising things is, it doesn't matter what your attack power is, he's only ever going to take 8 hits. So you can actually get hit with attack power of 1, and it'll still only take 8 hits. So, yeah, pretty interesting. So, but with that, we get the Triforce of Courage. And now we have all 3 Triforces, Courage, Wisdom, and Power. And we can use all 3 of them to break the spell over Zelda and have her awaken. And with that, we have saved Princess Zelda. You saved Hyrule, and you are a real hero. Way to go, bub. Now, here's kind of, drop the curtain down. and they step close to one another. And I guess you imply that they kiss. But somebody actually did, I guess they hacked the game to remove the layer, the curtain layer there, and they don't really kiss. Their sprites are just pushed together closer, so yeah, there's nothing. If you were able to remove that curtain, you wouldn't see anything special, so yeah, somebody, I guess, was always wondering that themselves, and they, I guess, used their skills and with game disassembly or whatever, and they figured that out, so. But here we get the staff credits, so I guess I'll just give my quick thoughts on the game. Not really a fan. I mean, it's a good game. It's a Zelda game, so obviously it's going to be good. But I guess it wasn't really as well received as the other Zeldas, because after this they go back to the Zelda 1 type, where you overhead view, more dungeons, less side-scrolling, or no side-scrolling at all, for mainly the upcoming Zeldas. I don't know about the 3D Zeldas. I haven't played any 3D Zeldas. I'm not a big fan of 3D games, so I can't tell if they get into more like platforming like this one did. But for the remaining like 2D Zeldas, Link to the Past, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, and Link's Awakening, those ones I have played, they all return back to the standard regular like overhead, so. But that pretty much wraps it up. But we do have a new game plus here. As you can see, Bub's character now has a little Triforce symbol by him, and he has all his levels. I'll explain what the new game plus is, but I'm creating another character here for a trick, so come see my bonus episode next time. Take care. Bye.